Evil West gave me from its first look the impression of a Gears of War / The Order 8086 game, but with cowboys and obviously shooting monsters instead of Mexicans. However, in its first tutorial mission, when I began to slap monsters in air and Superman punching them into each other, it made me realize I was wrong. The game is a cowboy beat 'em up game. Don't get me wrong, you do have weapons, actually a lot of them.
Looking like a Ghostbuster now, man.
But those will be more optional here. But first things first, Evil West is a brand new IP from Flying Wild Hog, the guys who brought us Shadow Warrior 3 and Trek Ryomi. In Evil West, you play as Jesse Rainier, a vampire slayer from the Rainier Institute. The goal of the Rainier Institute is to eradicate vampires that have spread around the United States. The Institute has armed itself heavily for this goal. Thanks to the technology, they managed to create the Zapper, which is supercharged with electricity and superpowers. This will be the game changer and the advantage against the vampiric threat. During the presentation of the super weapon, the Institute gets attacked and heavily injured. Luckily, Jesse Rainier managed to zap the Zapper and makes his way to uncover the vampire conspiracy. The game is a linear brawler game. You will fight against vampires, werewolves, gigantic bats and more. With the gauntlet you can perform certain combos, punch enemies into air and continue with gunshots or more punches. It's basically slap and shoot, slap and shoot.
You like to see that again?
With the Zapper you can parry and stun enemies, which from there you can perform E-combos. You can also rush with the Zapper straight into enemies or pull them in front of you. You can perform several combos with combinations of gauntlet hits and Zapper abilities, which is more fun than I expected. Shooting is also always an option. Some strong and charge attacks can be interrupted with your rifle. With your shotgun you can break enemy defense. With a revolver you can shoot ricochet bullets at enemies, shoot at explosives to damage enemies or create a path that leads to lore. Interestingly, you don't collect ammo, you need to simply wait cooldowns. While you progress in the game, you will be able to upgrade your guns with electric ammo or shorter cooldowns, for example. For that you need money.
I do not have any money.
Money can be found around the levels, also some secret perks which can be only unlocked behind secret chests, that can be skins or abilities. Leveling up gives you perk points that can be spent in the perk menu. While in combat, your Zapper batteries will fill eventually. Once filled, you can smash quick punches and deal damage around the area, or go into supercharge mode. While in supercharge mode, you will deal more damage and unleash a wave of powerful attacks. Now this sounds like a wild ride you can pass, but before you settle up, let me mention some negative points. Those have to be the most ugly vampire designs I have ever seen. They look like mold creatures instead of vampires. I mean, don't get me wrong, some design looks cool and having a shootout with a vampire cowboy is amazing, but then you have on the other side brutes with leeches on their heads that attacks with their shields. There's also this flying bee nest that shoots bees. In order to stun it, you have to shoot those honey pots.
My dog step on a bee.
Also level design wise, I felt the game could have chosen here a more western flair. Most levels are underground caves full with spiders. Evil West took me around 10 hours to beat, and overall I had fun. Also it gives you a new game plus. The game has some cheesy lines which gives it its own unique charm.
Now the entire country is left unprotected while I stand here with my dick in my hand like an idiot!
My final rating for Evil West is a 7 out of 10. If you have some bucks to spend for an action Wild West brawler, I do recommend. Which I thank you for watching and see you.